Everyone, Steve Lyman back with you here in Level 6, and in this lesson I want to spend some time continuing to develop our independence in a swing context. In Level 5 we worked on isolating each individual limb, which is a very practical way to dive into the world of comping and jazz independence. Here in Level 6, however, we're going to focus on combining some different snare drum and bass drum rhythms to further challenge your independence and introduce you to some more melodic ideas. As you work through each example, remember that you can orchestrate the snare drum parts around the kit as well. Let's take a look at the first exercise. So, looking at number 1, I have my snare drum playing the offbeat of the and of 2 and the and of 4, and my bass drum is the and of 3. This is a really great melodic line that's going to help you work on your orchestrating patterns and developing a melodic phrasing to your comping. Let's check it out. Now let's hear that with a click. 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Here's an example of how I can take these phrases that we're working on in this section, not just as comping devices, but also as melodic interplay around the kit. So check this out. So here's the concept, and now let's actually apply that to lesson number 1 that you just learned. Now let's check that out with the musical loop. Moving on to number 2, you're going to see that the snare and bass drum are playing all offbeats in a linear fashion. This is again a really great way to practice your independence and develop your melodic flow as a comping instrumentalist. So now let's hear number 2 orchestrated around the kit. And now let's hear that with a click. 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now let's hear that with a musical loop. Let's look at number 3, and this is a really cool phrase where we're incorporating the trip now on beat 2. Really great examples of drummers that use this type of language are Elvin Jones, Roy Haynes, and many, many others, where this kind of phrase creates a different type of musical substance that is really fulfilling and musically exciting. Let's check this out between the snare and the bass. Now let's hear this with the click. And now let's hear that orchestrated around the kit. Now let's hear that with a musical loop. Moving on to number 4, we're going to be taking that triplet figure now on beat 1, and then the bass drum is going to be playing the offbeat on 2 and 4. And notice I now have a subtle note on beat 4 on the snare as well. So this is going to sound like this. Now let's hear that with a click. 3 triplet, 4 triplet. This is a really cool melodic phrase, and this is going to help you with your comping. Let's hear that orchestrated around the kit. And now let's hear that with a musical loop. Looking at number 5, this is a really cool phrase that is going to help you with your syncopation and your independence. We're playing a quarter note triplet phrase where the snare is playing 1 triplet, 2 trip, and the bass is playing 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Where you can hear this in the musical context of jazz is one of my favorite examples, Elvin Jones playing on Speak No Evil by the great record by Wayne Shorter. You're going to hear this phrase very subtly all the time, and it's pretty awesome. Let me hear that. Now let's hear that with a click. 3 triplet, 4 triplet. This is a really cool phrase. Let's hear that orchestrated around the kit. So this is a really cool phrase, but if you're finding yourself having trouble getting this quarter note triplet feel, go back to Dave's lesson in level 4 to refresh, and that's going to help you. And now let's play that with the musical loop. All right, guys, so for your assignment for number 6, swing independence, be able to play all of these 5 exercises at 120. If you're looking for more material to practice comping with 2 voices, you can find some additional examples right below this video. Once you've completed your assignment, you can move on to the next lesson where we will focus on developing independence in a shuffle context. I'll see you there.